Okay, maybe now it would work. I don't know, like it doesn't flipping work. I don't know why is it crashing all the time. Like I'm saying, my internet is a bit dodgy recently. It has been a bit bad recently, so I'm already on my phone's internet because from my phone's hotspot, because that's a bit better. I might have to be forced to not look at the chat from my phone, because then that of course uses internet from my phone and all that. Basically it would basically it just would, you know, I wouldn't have as strong internet, maybe, I don't flipping know, but probably I'll have to go without looking at the chat, because as well the one on my own screen that I would see on my own screen, of course you don't see it, but on my screen I would see some of you maybe commenting somewhere there, but at the moment I can't really do anything with this internet, unfortunately. Turbo, aka Sean, is on a flying lap through the first sector, 26.381. Second sector, this is pretty much only one corner, and then just pretty much straight 44.031, and then through these turn 9 and 10, which are on equal cars, pretty much flat out. If you have as well a decent setup, you don't have to have a crazily good setup. You just have to have a decent setup, and you will be able easily to do that flat out. Through the rest of the corners, so looking very nicely through the final corner as well, decent, and run up to the finish line. And he's gonna cross line to go, of course, first. 15.961. Behind, then the rest of the drivers are on their flying laps. Brothers hasn't valid. Trent, he goes fastest, just about though fastest, 15.891, only 700ths faster than Sean. And Drilla goes third, 16.853. Then a McLaren of who that's gonna be, Alex maybe? It was Calypsy, third, 16.204. Yeah, my internet might be a bit lacking. Taffy cross line to go up to P4, 16.510, but he is pushed down by Yengaboy, who goes P4, 16.264. Paul 6th, 16.543, 16.613 by Riz. Froggo 16.754. Behind, we're gonna see a Alpine, that is Brothers, finishing his lap. Behind, there's gonna be a Haas. That was Lorry. Seems like he invalidated his lap as well. That's why we don't see his time. Alemine goes at the moment fastest, 15.885, 6 thousandths faster than Trent. At the moment, Alemine pretty much out of nowhere goes fastest. Of course, there's still half the grid to set the times. There's Alex, who, of course, winner of the last week's race. There's, of course, well, Alex really, at the moment, really the competitive, really, at the moment, that you would really go at and go look at them and see that they are the most competitive at the moment and the fastest. Wave, not as much, really inconsistent. Brothers in T2, and I don't think he's gonna do that good. I don't, at least from my expectations. Of course, that is as well the thing. Alex goes fastest by a tenth, over 10th, 15.767 by Alex. Alex is on a roll at the moment of pace, really, and ever since Vampy and Visible have left, then he's now shining. Of course, it helps that there's this thing that Josh, aka Yengaboy, likes to ban too quick drivers that are too quick, but you know. Wave goes second, 15.842. This is quali pace, so we'll see if he's going to be able to maintain that to the race. In the races, he's been a bit inconsistent in this, but you know, We'll see what he can do as well on his in his race, and of course where he can qualify. Laurie in the meantime 7th, 16.222. Younger boy is improving on his second lap by 36 thousandths. We have a Ferrari that's chimp starting yet another lap. Then we have a Mercedes that is going to be pole. Riz has invalidated. Pole goes into the pits. Drilla is improving to the first sector, but Younger boy he's lost it on the exit of final corner, and the lap is done pretty much right then and there. Doesn't improve with his time, of course. Have I just noticed that Brotherson's is P9 16.397? Chocolate is improving in his first sector. Second sector a bit down compared to his second sector. By the way, Chocolate, who has a race ban for tier 2, is racing in tier 1. A little fun fact. My guy has a race ban in tier 2, but is allowed to drive in tier 1. I don't make the rules. It sort of doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. Kookaburra goes 11, 16, 4, 6, 4. Chocolate improves his time to go into P6, 16, 2, 0, 1. 3 thousandths in front of Clipsy. I have to pretty much check here and there if the stream is going. Hopefully it doesn't go anymore. I might honestly be forced to not watch the chat. Why Froggle has a 5+ grip penalty? Collision with Chesney Race. Is that only Froggle? Yep, that is only Froggle who has got a grip penalty. Interesting what has happened between Froggle and Riz, but it is what it is for now. TLW is still without a time, and the only one to not have a time. The weather has changed very rapidly from very clear to now being very dark. Well, not really very dark, but very cloudy out there on the track. I don't think we are supposed to have... I don't think we are expected any sort of rain for qualifying. There was rain expected for the race. Now, the race is going to be a topic. It is going to be a difficulty for the drivers because the first few laps or so, like 6 laps, 7 laps, let's say, around there, are going to be wet. Clipsy goes in the meantime first. 15.747. Clipsy out of nowhere goes fastest. I did not expect him to be well, first of all, on a flying lap. Second of all, to even go to, at the moment, professional pole position, 200s faster than Alex. In the meantime, Alamine, Trent, and Sean have started their time. Sean, 1.5 tenths up on his time. But yeah, the race for 6-7 laps or so is going to be wet. It's going to be raining. Then after that, it is going to be, of course, wet. But the track is going to be drying and evolving. So the race is going to be very interesting. It can show us a bit of a curveball in terms of who can actually go win the race. And who is going to be right on the money in terms of the time when is the right time to switch from inters to slicks. But Sean, in the meantime, is has finished his time and goes just in between the two McLarens. 15.753 goes into P2. He was projected to be faster than Eclipse by about 10, but I guess he lost a bit of time through that third sector. Pole goes 7.16.151. Trent into the pit as he has invalidated his time. Alex is out on track. Trilla still, well, not still, he's on a flying lap. He's just started it. 3.5 tenths up on his time through the first sector, which is very good. 3.5 tenths. That would put him right up into P11. Now into this long ass straight, almost 4 tenths up on his time. 4 tenths, that would put him, well, in front of Yinger Boy. Well, behind Yinger Boy, but very close behind Yinger Boy. Very close with the track limits though through turn 10, I saw. 11, very nicely. 12 again. It's that Sauber a bit, probably distracted him a bit there. Into 13, 14, looks good. And then just run up to the finish line, using all of his ERS. And Driller, where's he going to go? P8, 16-1, 7-7 by Driller. Alex, in the meantime, in the background, is going to start his flying lap. Wave is on a flying lap, I believe. Bit of distraction there by the Mercedes, and as well the two other cars of, again, Mercedes and Haas. He's on his flying lap. Let's see if he's gonna able to improve it and maybe go provisional pole position. Wave, is he gonna provisional pole position? Yes, he does. 15-7, 1-8 by Wave. Alex invalidated his time, so at the moment, Wave doesn't really have that big of danger to losing that P1 like immediately, or at least very clear danger, what I'm trying to say. Paul is on his flying lap. If he's gonna improve, no, he doesn't. Laurie as well, but he invalidated, so he's done with his time. Behind him there's a Alpine, that is TLW, but he's down on his time, and he doesn't have fuel to make choo-choo. I'm not a train. To make another lap immediately. What I was trying to say. Chimp in 14th. I don't think he's on his lap, but I just want to make sure through the first sector. Just want to make sure. Yeah, definitely not. Yingabo invalidated. Kukabura not on a flying. Yeah, definitely not on a flying. Laurie into the pits. Paul invalidated. Alex invalidated as well, but he's going for it once again. Wave is going for another one as well. Interestingly. Taffy on a flying lap as well. Trent in front of him on an out lap. They could do slipstreaming. They could. Taffy to the first sector. What's it gonna be? 1.5 tenths down his time. Very wide through turn 6. Very wide there. That's gonna lose him a bit of time there as well. Chimp invalidated. Taffy, let's see. Second sector is gonna be down again. Yeah, again down. A bit less down somehow, but still down on his time. Brothers, we don't see his gap. Taffy, it's gonna be a decent lap if he can go in front of Chimp. It's gonna be a very good lap if he could go for a brief moment, go in front of Brothers. But we'll see. He backs out of it. Let's check Wave. Wave invalidated. Alex as well invalidated, so they're done. Trent starts his flying lap. Brothers through to the finish line. Brothers goes P7, 16-0, 6-0. Very good time. And going into P7, like I said. But oh no. Trent through turn 4 and 5 now. Let's see his first sector. Is he improving? Yes, he is by almost 2 tenths. Those 2 tenths would put him right up into provisional pole position. Of course, he needs to maintain that 2 tenths, and of course would be ideal to extend those 2 tenths. Second sector is 10 down. He's, well, still a 10th up, but that he had almost 2 tenths. Now he lost that one of those 2 tenths through the second sector. Hopefully he can regain it through this third sector. Through turn 12 and then into the 2 final corners of turn 13 and 14. You really need to be planted on the gas. You really need to be confident with that. And Trent, can he go provisional pole position? Yes, he can. 15-6-6-9. Managed to find that second 10th that he lost through the second sector, and at the moment is on provisional pole position. Sean has started his flying lap, and probably final one of qualifying. The same with Trent. That is probably going to be his final flying lap of qualifying. He just needs to pray that drivers behind Wave, Clipsy, Sean, Alex, Alamine, and maybe someone even else is going to improve their laps enough to go in front. Froggle in the meantime goes P7 16.063. That would mean that he would start in P12 since he has that 5 place grip penalty still, unless the lobby is going to get restarted, which kind of doubt. Sean not improving through the first sector, and he's not going to improve at all. He's been done with his qualifying in P4. Clipsy on a flying lap. Alex, not yet. The same with Wave. Let's look at Clipsy and his first sector. Can he improve through the first sector? There's going to be a massive one. The same exact first sector to 1,000 of a second. The exact same first sector to 1,000 of a second. That is impressive, but not what he needed. To be honest, not what he needed. Second sector, can he improve? No, he can't. 21,000 down in time. One of the Red Bulls, that is Alamine, a bit further up in front, but he's mainly fighting a Mercedes, who is he on a flying lap as well? I think Chesney is as well on a flying. Technically he is, but they make contact through turn 12, yes, they are gonna block Clipsy. They are gonna break Clipsy's front wing. What an absolute mess between those three drivers. Those three drivers destroyed their laps, and just like that, really, just by mess. Clipsy's time is done, Alamine's done, Riz is done, but Wave is not done. Almost 2/10 up on his time through the first sector. That first sector is either the Kickstarter to your lap, or an absolute disaster. Wave 2/10 up on his time through the second sector. He even improved it through the second sector a little bit. Of course, you can't really gain that much time through the second sector unless you get slipstream. But Wave, he just needs to maintain this. He just needs to maintain this for now. Just needs to maintain those 2/10s. He just needs to keep his calm, and now just to the finish line, and he should get the pole position easily at 15.569, a full 10th in front of Trent. Wave is on provisional pole position. Alex goes P2, 15.624. Not enough to go in front of Wave. TLW goes P6, 15.764. A surprise position for TLW. Laurie as well, P12, 16.101. Pole only 13, 16.151. Yengaboy down in 15, 16.264. Taffy down in 17th. Taffy down, all the way down in 17th, 16.510. Taffy's been really inconsistent this season. Sometimes he's up there, close for a pole position, close to fighting for a pole position, but sometimes he's just down in here in P17. He's really inconsistent. Fresh, of course, with the quali ban, but almost every single driver was within a second to the leader. Well, besides Riz, probably he could have improved it if not with all that mess. But yeah, anyways, Wave is on pole position. Wave, Alex in P2, Trent 3rd, Clipsy 4th. Very good qualifying, that one. I must say, very good qualifying, that one. By the way, I remind that I don't... earlier, I didn't look at the chat because I wasn't, like, aware of that. But now I'm intentionally not looking at the chat on my phone because internet issues. So yeah, if you say something in the chat and you are raging there that I don't say anything, I cannot do anything. I mean, probably with this internet that I have, it's probably better that the stream is going compared to that I just miss a comment, or I try to read a comment and then the whole stream crashes. But yeah, Anyways, that was just a little reminder. Okay, like I said, raining in the race, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's been lights out. Now we're gonna hear it go in the Australian Grand Prix. Does Wave get a good start? Not really. Alex is there though, but Wave did get well enough so that he's still leading. Meanwhile, behind TLW already from P6 down in P20. Alemán as well from P8 down to P19. What has happened between these two? Why are they so down? Is going to be the question down in positions. But Wave is still leading the Grand Prix. That start was a bit well, everyone got a slow start, of course, but Wave did get a decent start. Chocolate is dropping places as well, down to P18. Everyone is going to be sliding like mad, since everyone is having that dry setup, because it doesn't really make sense to have a wet setup for a race that is only going to have like one small portion of the race raining and all that. So everyone is going to be sliding like crazy, and these are going to be the crucial laps to like lap at least 12, when the track is going to be still wet a bit, and you really need to control your rear and just your whole car. You need to be able to control the car, and Laurie cannot control his car, I guess. He is dropped down to P19. I mean, everyone is going to be sliding like mad. Fresh is trying to make up some places. He's already up to P15 from P20, so very good recovery from a quali ban. Of course, TLW and Alemán and Laurie have spun, but still P15. Very good start for him. The two McLarens in second and third as well. Very good for the Constructors' Championship. They really need to catch up to VCarb and Haas. Haas, who are both of the Haas's are down in 14th and 19th. Alemán in the meantime overtakes Fresh, and as well VCarb, who are at the moment in 4th and 13th. So they will be outscoring the team from Faenza by quite a lot. Clips is a bit struggling already at 1 second behind Alex. Alex is very close behind Wave. Is he gonna go for it though into turn 9? It is a decent overtaken opportunity, not a place that you can hard brake into, that you can just dive bomb in there, but it is a decent one. Alex, is he gonna go for it maybe into turn number 11? That is a way better one, but it doesn't. In the meantime, behind, the Driller is going for it on Trent into turn 11. Trent goes a bit wide, and almost Brothers hits him as well, but Trent loses another position to Brothers now, as he went a bit too wide into turn 11, and that's him down into turn 6. In the meantime, behind one of that was Paul, almost losing it. At least it seemed like he was gonna lose it into a wall. Younger Boy as well, a very good recovery from P15, is up to P10. Froggle as well, who was supposed to start in P8, started P12 probably. P14. Is in P11, so very good start for his race as well. Zafi is fighting Chocolate in almost side-by-side into turn 5. That turn 5 side-by-side, especially in the rain, is very bad. Is a very bad idea. Alex right behind Wave. Is he gonna go for it? Alex is... Wave was using a bit of his ERS, but Alex is not gonna go for it just yet. The race is still long. Of course, the track limit warnings as well on this track are very crucial to not get. Driller behind. Is he going to go for it? Yes, he does. Clips, he goes very defensive. But Driller is on the inside. Found the space and now pushes Clipsy off track a bit. But Driller is in for the Clipsy. Managed to find the space. That almost wasn't there, but he managed to find the space. A very tight space. And he is up to P3 from P7. Yeah, 7. He started from P7 and he's already up to P3. What a start to his race as well. Already in the podium place. Well, in the podium places. Clipsy, it's a bit struggling. A very good qualifying, but in the race a bit struggling. Of course, everyone, well, hopefully everyone is going to be on a dry setup. And yeah, with that dry setup, of course, not being so optimal for the wet, Brothers initial D-style into that turn 5. I thought he was gonna lose it there for a second, like fully lose it and all that, but that was just massive sideways moments into that corner. I mean, everyone is going sideways, but that was more sideways than I would have imagined. Sean is going side by side. No, it doesn't. Goes side by side into turn 9 and 10 with Trent. Trent as well, but struggling. That exit out of turn 10 wasn't so good. Sean is trying to go for it. Aranya outside. Trent on the inside as well in front. Calypso and Brothers as well fighting, but I'm focusing with Trent, who has managed to defend his position. In the meantime, who couldn't defend his position is Calypso. There's a bit of contact between Brothers and Calypso. Calypso trying to go for it. Aranya outside, maybe. Brothers defending the inside. Maybe if now Calypso could get a better exit out of the final corner, that would be good. To turn 1 and maybe turn 3 later on. But at the moment it seems like it doesn't really manage to get that good exit. Once again, sliding is the main thing. Just double checking that the stream is going. He's still very close behind Brothers. All that fighting meant that Brothers, and the gap between Brothers and Drilla has opened up to 2.4 seconds. Meanwhile, in the lead, well, there's nothing really much to look at, since Alex is really just slipstreaming with Wave. He's just behind him. Although now he's using a bit of ERS, but I don't think he's going to be going for the overtake. Just gonna try and confirm it. Yep. In the meantime, behind Taffy and Alamine, they were fighting a bit. Taffy is still in front, or maybe he overtook Alamine. But anyways, Taffy in front of Alamine. In the meantime, as well, Laurie has overtaken Chesney. The two Chesney brothers are a bit struggling at the moment. Chesney Riz, who had a very incredible race at Spa. After that, he just fell off. Alamine was looking for a move on Taffy. Faked a move. Well, maybe not faked, but fully, but looked for a move on the inside of turn 11, but couldn't make it. And has to stay behind. Taffy sliding again. A bit more than what you would want from sliding on the exit of the final corner. But he looks like he's not, well, just the fact that he's sliding a lot, the lack of rear grip is the issue for him, it seems like it. Drilla is not catching up to Alex. The gap between himself and Wave has gone up a bit. Wave now, quite a lot wide through turn 6. Alex now very close. He's using his ERS. He's planning for an overtake. Aranya outside into this straight. Aranya outside into turn 9, but is he going to back out of it? No, not fully. Wave, a bit of a notch there on the entry. Just kind of telling that you stay right there on the outside. But, well, just hard racing, just a bit of contact that isn't going to really change anything since there was so little. In the meantime, Sean in front of Trent. At least it seems like it. Calypso and Brothers once again fighting the same with Sean. Sean is trying to join this, and a bit of contact between them. Calypso lost it on the exit of turn 12, and well, having to trying to catch the slide. Contact with Sean on the exit. Sean forced to go onto the gravel, but thankfully did not lose a position. In the meantime, Calypso trying to go for it, maybe on Brothers, but Brothers doesn't leave any sort of space on the outside. Calypso was there on the outside. On the straight, Calypso almost takes out Froggle there, so you could argue that Calypso made a dangerous rejoin onto the track, but Brothers not leaving enough space for Calypso on a straight, and that resulted both of them to just losing their places from P4 and 5 to now P10 and P11, unfortunately. Kookaburra has caused a bit of a carnage in here. he was sideways, completely sideways into turn 6, which caught out Paul out of guard. I believe Paul has damage to his front wing, but definitely Yengaboy has damage to his front wing. If you could see a better view out of this, too wide into almost 3 into turn 9. But yeah, there it is. Yengaboy damaged front wing on that car. By the way, it has stopped raining on lap 7 out of 29, so my prediction was correct. It is gonna rain up until lap 6, lap 7, so I was correct. But yeah, unfortunate for Yengaboy to be caught out like that. He's gonna try and carry on with that front wing. Paul, I still cannot see fully. No, he still has, visually for us, it seems like he has got himself a full front wing. In the meantime, Alex and Wave still doing the same thing. Drilla trying to catch up, but unable to. Well, he's catching up a bit now. Still 2 seconds, over 2 seconds behind them. Sean now as well, 5.6 seconds behind Drilla. So a bit struggling for pace compared to the top 3. Of course, everyone is going to be still sliding, like I said. So yeah, Kookaburra, that ain't gonna do anything. Like, I don't think he's gonna get a penalty for that. He just lost it, and he still was on the track when he was sideways. So yeah, Yengaboy has everything in Froggle. The track is still a bit wet. It seems like there's still a bit of spray. The brightest 3 seconds. Multiple warnings, like always on this track. Lap 8, and we have 4 drivers that have gotten that penalty. The gap between Alex and Wave has increased a bit to almost 1 second. Drilla is quite close behind Alex. Drilla is quite catching up, or maybe just Alex is struggling now for pace, or maybe just, or I don't know, maybe just Alex is a bit slower now, and both Wave and Drilla have now upped the pace. It could be that as well. But in the meantime, behind, Taffy, Alamine, and Chesney going for into the pits for slicks. Alamine for the hards, well, probably for the hards from this point of the race, from this point of the laps, going for the hard compound tire. It's going to be very crucial to watch these 3 drivers their laps. Of course, they have nothing to lose really. But still, yeah, Alamine, no grip whatsoever. No grip whatsoever. Was whatsoever. No grip on the track. As you can see, yeah, no grip whatsoever on the track. Struggling for any sort of grip. The track looks dry, but unfortunately on this game you have to really look at the fact that you really need to be asking the engineer for the information. When he says that it is time for well, if it's they're not sure what the tire situation is, if it's slicks or inter still, then that's the point. If you are still not asking him, you better ask, because you will end up like these 3, unfortunately, at the moment, struggling for any sort of grip. I'm gonna look at, yeah, completely no grip for Alamine. Massive counter steers, trying to catch the car. Thankfully on this game it's very easy to catch the car, but he's sliding everywhere on the braking as well, rear locking and all that, going wide on the exit of turn 13. Yet the car is undrivable at the moment. It's so undrivable. The track looks dry as hell, but it's not dry. It's still wet for some reason. Again, this game is very noise. So yeah, Taffy 10 seconds for speeding pits, probably, yeah. Retirement from Taffy. Rage quit. Like always, unfortunately. So yeah, as you can see, the track pretty much is still wet. The gap between Alamine and Chesney is still increasing. It was 19 seconds when he rejoined the pits. No, it's 24.5. Yeah. In a few laps, it's going to get better, but at the moment, it is still pretty poor for the slicks. Lap 11 out of 29. Alex Newfall's lap 21.011. Behind, well, pretty much not that many things are happening as Brothers bends it on the exit out of the final corner and reset the track as well. Made by Brothers. That's going to be a penalty right there. Drivers are pitting. Fresh going for the mediums. The first one to go for the mediums. Froggle, Hearts, Younger Boy changing his front wing. Laurie as well onto the mediums. Froggle, Hearts. Let's see. Are they going to struggle? And if they are, how much? Doesn't look so bad anymore. Although Froggle is on full traction. I don't think it's going to be that bad anymore. At this stage, I mean, there's still a bit sliding, but it's not that bad anymore. Actually, Froggle is a bit catching up to Riz. So actually, the slicks are not that bad anymore. Brothers overtakes TLW. Of course, Brothers is going to be getting that penalty. But yet, the slicks are not as bad anymore, I would say. As few laps before, as Salamine has binned it on the X into turn 5, damaged front wing as well. The top 3 pitting, probably everyone is going to be pitting now. Trent staying out, interesting, trying maybe seeing the conditions still, gambling that the Inters are still better for an overcut, aka well, pretty much that seals the deal. Now, pretty much he needs to pray for a safety car now, which and there he gets the safety car. What he probably needed in this scenario. Younger Boy has binned it on the exit out of turn 11, and well, those who haven't pitted are going to be quite saved because they can pit for mediums. While the others are going to be on the hard, so pretty much for the rest of the Grand Prix, they're going to be pretty nice in terms of tire wear on the mediums. But yeah, the lives of the drivers who have stayed out on the Inters have been saved because, well, of course, the DRS was enabled, and so yeah, when the DRS is enabled, that pretty much is FI is telling you it's dry. Mate, pit for slicks. It is dry. And yeah, it is dry. Now Trent, Brothers and Rez are going to be pitting for slicks. Hopefully. They're going to be pitting. But yeah, probably mediums. At least if I would be in their seats, I'll be going mediums. Mediums should go to the end from this position, and yeah, they're gonna have good pace in this race because you don't want to speed into the pits. Let's see what Trent is gonna go for. None of the cars behind at the top 3, provisional top 3, going for the hard combat tire. Okay, I mean, to be fair, hards are pretty indestructible on this game. If I played a bit of F1 21 today, so maybe I'm already forgetting what the medium tire is on this game, and what the hard tire is, because the hard tire is really indestructible. Laurie is in between of Shady Riz and Brothers. Brothers in P12, Riz in 14th. Trent up to P4. The driver who was, well, definitely behind Sean is now in front of him, and now he can fully fight for the win. Definitely he can fight for the win. Of course, in quali he had decent pace. Well, decent, very good pace. In the race of, probably he was caught. He was one of the drivers who are very struggling. They were very struggling in the wet. But now that it's dry, he should be a lot better, and yeah, he should be a lot better, a lot more competitive, and maybe fighting for the race win. Wave has been leading the Grand Prix, if we ignore the fact that Trent led the Grand Prix for like 1 lap. Stream's still going. That's good as well. Yeah. Younger boys left the session, but that's pretty much understandable. Alemania and Chesney still need to catch up. Of course, this is as well a savior for them, because they were one of the drivers that were the early pitters for the slicks, and of course, as you can see, it didn't work out. Now they've been given a life card, a reboot card, you could say. And yeah, now they'll be back in the pack once again. Let's see the position change, because I'm curious about here. The top 2 has stayed the same. Drilla made 4 positions up from P7. He's up to P3. Trent lost 1 position. Sean stayed in the same position as of right now. Paul has gained 6 positions from P12. Is up to P6. Paul, the race merchant, it seems like it at this rate. Kookaburra from P9 up to P7, so 2 positions. Calypsy from has dropped down to 4 positions. Chocolate up 4 positions. Chimp up 6. Froggle as well up by 3. Brothers and Laurie down by 2. Chesney Riz up by 5. TLW down by 9 from... He started P6, he's down P15. Fresh, of course, from last, is up to P16. Alamon, who started 8th, is down in 17th. Chesney stays in the same position that he started. Youngboy and Taffy, of course, down by a couple of positions, but that's pretty much, well, expected since they have DNF'd. And yeah, Chesney still needs to catch up. Those medium runners are going to be just in a better and better position. Their tires can go for 1. Well, they don't have to push. That's 1 more extra lap. Chesney's just about to catch up the pack. And the next lap, well, even if Chesney would be like 50 seconds behind the whole pack, the safety car would be in this lap anyways. Drivers who have penalties are Sean, Froggle, Brothers, and Laurie. Sean is the only one who has 6 seconds of penalties on lap 15 out of 29. Technically lap 12 out of 26, since we've only had 12 laps of racing. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say that. 15 out of 29. He's got 6 seconds. Froggle, Brothers, and Laurie have got 3 seconds. Brothers, of course, then the penalty for resetting. I can't remember what's the penalty for that, but anyways, it is a penalty anyways. That's the most important, probably, at this point. Well, if he would have been fighting for the win, then that would be a bit different. Safety car is in this lap. Wave is going to be, of course, controlling the pace under these circumstances. And yeah, whenever the safety car is going in the pits, then he can go whenever he wants. Let's see. Wave on the exit of the penultimate corner. It's gonna be way too late for people to be getting caught up. And he is going. He is already going on the exit of the final corner, and so we are back racing, not full green racing. Now we are in green flag racing. Now we can overtake and do whatever we want besides crashing out people. And there goes Trent off track. from P4 down to P10 in just one corner, maybe even P11, as he might get overtaken by Froggle into turn 3. No, he doesn't, thankfully, but he's dropped it from P4 down to P10 in just one corner, two corners, and he's down to P10, maybe P11 against his Froggle side into turn 6, but he doesn't. Kookaburra is fighting with Chocolate on the exit of turn 6 and 7. That was very... Kookaburra sent into a wall. Damaged front wing for him as well. Is going to compromise his race a lot. Chocolate has been a bit iffy in terms of standards, what I've seen him, but yeah, it is what it is. Kookaburra 3 second time penalty. Paul is up to P4 in front of Sean, so Sean still lost that one position that he was supposed to gain from Trent. In the meantime, behind, Alamine got overtaken by... No, he was trying to overtake Fresh, but he's still behind him. He's going to send it. No, he doesn't. Wave still leading the Grand Prix in front of Alex. But Alex is very rapid behind. Chimp in front of Kookaburra. As well, Brothers overtaking Kookaburra. Maybe Froggle as well. No, he doesn't. Maybe into turn 3, Froggle could think about it. But Kookaburra is actually going for Brothers into turn 3. Around the outside, Kookaburra has the Ferrari in front. But Brothers goes a bit wide. It looked like that he was going to hit the Ferrari of Chimp, who's having a very good race. Brothers has lacked that bit. Still in P9. Looked like he was gonna go wide, but actually he's at psych, and he was actually joking. And he's still in front with that perfect line. He has no ERS though. In the meantime, in front, leads change, an actual lead change. Alex has taken the race lead away from the Aston Martin driver of Wave. Alex is leading the Grand Prix for the first time in this race in front of Wave. Drilla right behind them. There's still Paul, Sean, Clipsy in that DRS train. Meanwhile, behind, what is going on? Brothers is losing plenty of places from like P7 or so down to P14, and Trent spins into turn 13, going onto the grass, and he's dropped it. He was in P4, but he dropped it down to P10, and now he's dropped it once again to be P18 and lost at the moment in this Grand Prix. What has gone on for Trent in this Grand Prix? What has happened to him? What is going on to him in this Grand Prix at the moment? Brothers, in the meantime, is fighting with Alamine on the side of turn 3 and 4, and he has got him, so he's up to P14. In the meantime, right in here, there's a bit of chaos. Well, not really chaos. It's just really a loads of cars very close to each other. Looking at the front, is there gonna be anything? Ooh, Alex on the exit of turn 10, a very good exit. Wave not using any of his ERS. Drilla has very low amount of ERS actually, the least out of the top 3. Paul pretty much the same thing. The same with Sean. Clipsy the same thing, so the top 2 have the most amount of ERS out of the top drivers who have the DRS for the top. I mean, behind there's a yellows once again, and that's once again Brothers spun. This time on the exit of turn 11. What are you waiting for, mate? Causing a safety car. Lovely. Yeah, pretty much you could say that he caused a safety car on purpose. Pretty much. You could say that he caused a safety car, by the way. What the hell? What? Okay, fresh on softs. By the way, softs on this stage of the Grand Prix is a quite softs from lap 19 out of 29. Of course, then 21 probably is going to be the time when safety car is going to be in this lap, but that's going to be still quite a lot on those softs. Chesney race on the mediums. Brothers, kinda, you could say he conveniently caused a safety car for himself. But I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna go out like fully on him. I'm just putting that out. But yeah, Brothers has pitted as well. onto new mediums. Now the dilemma is going to be this. Either you pit for new mediums, or you stay out on the hards. Wave pits, Alex pits, Drilla pits, Paul pits, Sean stays out, Clipsy stays out, Chocolate pits, Chimp pits, Kookaburra, Froggle, Laurie, TOW stays out, Alamine in, Chesney in, Trent stays out, interestingly. So, we have 5 drivers who have stayed out. Sorry, 4 drivers who have stayed out. Sean, Clipsy, TOW, and Trent. The driver who can make most out of this is going to be Clipsy, since Sean has 6 seconds of penalties. TOW has 3. Trent is going to be right in the attack zone from Wave, Drilla, and the rest of the drivers. By the way, Alex has dropped from P1 down to P8. Well, I mean, from provisional P1, or the drivers who... He was in P1. He probably should have rejoined in P1 out of the drivers who have pitted, but he has rejoined in P4 out of the drivers who have pitted, behind Wave, Drilla, and Paul. So he got pretty held up in the pits. So that's gonna be a pretty big compromise. Well, compromise. He needs to improvise in this situation. Of course, the DRS training on this game is so bad that it's going to be very hard to overtake, especially for 4 drivers in front who are on the same exact strategy as you. Froggle, in the means, is on softs. Fresh already said that, but as well, Laurie and Alamine are on the softs, brothers on the mediums. So yeah, we have 4 drivers on the hards, 4 drivers on the softs, and then, well, 10 drivers on the mediums. 4, yeah.